in the trip of a star-crossed summer, in the sadness of my disconnection, I ran adrift in the city of exterior light. I jumped off a merry-go-round of transients and disappeared in the streets, saying, "Now let the good times roll." I had lingered in the guidelines long enough, and so without a destination I set out, not intending to turn back very soon. Saying to myself, the sun is born at midnight, I made the best of this idiot pilgrimage, sleeping in the way stations of flight. In wide arcs of wandering through the city, I saw to either side of what is seen, and noticed treasures where it was thought there were none. I passed through a more fluid city. I broke up the imprint of all familiar places, shutting my eyes to the boredom of modern contours. There were canals where streets had been, and powerfully reflected light obliterated whole ranks of unsuitable buildings. Asceticism was my dream. Disillusionment demanded no less. I floated downstream with indifference. My one idea was to stay outside until everything but the indestructible had been destroyed. Astray, in the void of connectedness, I left behind past and predictable worlds and span on a new axis, out of sight. And so I came to the place called Pan Cross and the plain of good luck, where the workers with golden hands are building the cathedral of the Sun Child beside the river on the cone of high land above the flashing downward race of the fleet. This is the cathedral of the translucent foundations, the 8 silver doors and rafters of sunlight, the alchemical house of the first breath of creation. In the multicolored shadows of this perfect structure, I found the people of the golden skin bathing, where 8-sided medicine wheels turn through green foam. Here in a vision I saw the man-angel water snake dipping his head and tail in a font of sunlight, safeguarding the cathedral with his magnificent wingspan. Here I stayed bathing in the sunlight myself, until my understanding went beneath the surface, and I was shown the plan of the song Vale Royal, a song to throw light on the great secret of London and the stance of the child in the tree of life, the royal winged son of the liberation, a song to explain the golden quatrain and the mystical geography of King's Cross. A song for all navigators of the night sea crossing. Between high-chimneyed Bloomsbury and the sloping squares of Camden Town, there lies a great margin of many hundred acres. It is a lost world of meadows gone to seed, of run-down farms and wild orchards, the woodland earth of foxes and paradise of hawks. Here are strange ruins, brick fields and burning grounds. The thorn apple sways, white trumpets in the summer, herb mercury stands in the shade of old walls. This whole region is circled widely at night. The living go over its borders to a country far beyond. Travelers lose their way on vague lanes. Thickets of willow stand along the Fleet River, or shroud the unexpected pond. Great assemblies of the mysterious elm gesticulate under the stars. These are dim layers of the highwayman, see. He waits with a flintlock, loaded and primed, the wild beast of these suburban woods. And in these nights, so ghostly and remote, the long-time derelict church of old St. Pancras draws the outlaw to it by the magnet of shadows. Among strange companies and congregations with fires that wink in the old tower after midnight, the dead souls drink and make merry in the mouth of the crypt. Listen, Bad John cracks a joke while baking potatoes in the ashes of thigh bones and shoulder blades, a fuel from the lone coach of last Michaelmas Eve. Now someone falls on the night pedestrian unexpectedly, racing downhill from the ancient doorway, wildfire striking with iron blows, easily opening a victim's skull, destroying a life. And the cloud of the Eidolon rises from the known world, and the death plains flicker ahead. A peddler, hurrying down the Camden Road, will tell us more of this enigmatic region, this place of sudden trouble for night travelers. We are strangers in this city. Old man, tell us from your knowledge of tracks and back lanes how the road lies directly to Gospel Oak. You keep on the Camden Road to Chalk Farm, or you follow the Caledonian Road under Highgate. No one goes north of the Euston Road after dusk. A light wind blows these warnings away. There have been more frightening limbos where time itself is cast aside, and we are drawn to this sinister rectangle of darkness, flanked by houses and lighted streets, this broken down oasis in a desert of stone. What is the explanation of the void here at the city's axis of east and west? Are there legends arising from this lost world? If you talk to the old folk who know this district backwards, in taverns and by firesides, you will hear it said the place lies too close to the supernatural worlds, enchanted and therefore abandoned. One man, half mad in the Kentish town workhouse, claims to have seen the red and fiery ghost of a Catholic woman burnt at St. Pancras in the days of good Queen Bess. Long ago, an idiot creature from Shoreditch is said to have seen fire-crowned apparitions of the child martyr Pancras, moving in a glory through transfigured cornfields and backwoods. Someone else, lost on a system of footpaths, was possibly confronted by old Mother Redcap, the long-departed witch of Camden, who made him walk the meadows until dawn. He went home barefoot, twice the man in his bones. We will remain in the age of reason and fathom these rumors, if we can. They will surely prove to be shallow tales, stories circulated by simple men, but they may prove otherwise.